had a great tour of Australia. He's impressed a lot of the experts there. He's got a lot of potential. Has the ability to move the ball both ways, and certainly would find the early part of this session to his liking. Arjuna Rantunga would certainly have liked to have fielded first here, and I'm sure he was delighted when Flower decided to bat after winning the toss, as he knows this pitch because this is his home ground, and there is a little bit for the seam bowlers early on.
It really is elevated, that table, and one can understand that with the tropical conditions down here. Do get a lot of rain, and the water does run off that table quite quickly. So the first ball of this match. And good running there between the wickets. Leg by to start off with. Oh, good delivery. Good delivery. Wickramasinghe not out. Good decision there, I think, by umpire Dunn. Wickramasinghe reacted, but the wicket-keeper was a little slow.
Yes, an excellent delivery by Wickramasinghe. Bending his back a great deal that time. And just going outside, the outside edge of the bat. Very good decision by umpire Dunn.
Yes, I think he clipped the pad on the way through too, Ranjit. Just that bottom part of the bat, just nicking the pad on the way through. Kalu Vitarama there, just a little late in his appeal. A lovely shot. Good stop in the end by fieldsman out there, point. Nice shot. That could get to the boundary. It's travelling very quickly. The first boundary of the morning. Lovely shot there from Andy Flower. Last ball of the over, taking 4 runs off Wickramasinghe, and Zimbabwe moved to 13 without loss. Too short on that occasion. Nice shot, well timed. Uses the foot down there in the deep. Nice cricket, beautiful return, well run too by the Zimbabwean batsman. Good piece of cricket all round then.
Once again, the outfield extremely fast. That ball wide outside off stump, and Grant Flower just leaning into it, and the ball racing down. And a good bit of footwork there by Dharmasena down at third man.
Well run. Good quick single. Chaminda Vaas coming through very quickly, and he's given out. Great piece of work there by Chaminda Vaas. Following through, and he's run out. Umpire Dunn not going for the replay at all, and giving the batsman out. A beautiful piece of work there by Chaminda Vaas. He seemed to be off balance as he delivered the ball, followed through quickly, and what a sad end to the end of Andy Flower. So Flower out there for 7, 20 on the board. No need for the third umpire in the replay there. Looked pretty close, but so often we see that fellas being run out these days. So the score, 1 for 20. Guy Whittle, the new batsman, coming in at the fall of the first wicket.
One leg.
Right-handed batsman. Unfortunate tragedy there for Zimbabwe there. Oh, beautiful delivery. They go up, but I think it hit the pad on the way through. Beautiful bowling by Chaminda Vaas.
Once again, a superb delivery by Chaminda Vaas, bringing the ball from outside, slightly outside off stump, going through the gate. That's Whittle being hurried up off the pad, the top flap, but certainly no back there.
Yes, this fellow really has improved and he's come on in leaps and bounds, hasn't he? Beautiful delivery. Cut back, just clip that front pad on the way through. So let's have a look at this run out from the side on. Just nudges away on the onside, goes through for the quick single. Chaminda Vaas coming through quickly, picks it up, underarms it, and hits the stumps. And yes, you'd have to say, oh, gee, very close indeed.
Steve Dunn of New Zealand, he's in operation at Modia Wickramasinghe's end. A little bounce for Wickramasinghe. And that's a terrific strike. What a shot that is from Guy Whittle, just hitting through the line of the ball. And much the best bit of timing of the day.
Well, that's the best way of playing in the first 15 overs in a one-day game, and you have the only 2 players outside the inner circle. That's the best way to do that. That's on the up, ball well pitched up to him, just lifting it with a lot of comfort and ease over long on. That's very well played.
Good thinking too. Wickramasinghe dragging it short as Grant Flower made to come down the pitch at him. And just out of the reach. A half-hit pull off the splice of the bat by Grant Flower as again Wickramasinghe banged the ball in short. And they're going to get 3 for it. And Aravinda De Silva didn't move too well for that at mid-on.
Well, that could just might say that this wicket has got double pace in it, as that one comes a little slower, takes the batsman by surprise, wants to play it, and ball coming a little slow, mistimes it. It's very surprising to see Arjuna Ranatunga, who just rolls his arm over whenever needed, but then he's in a very important role at this moment for Sri Lanka, and I hope he delivers the goods for them.
And that's exactly the way to play him. If he's going to run up and bowl at a very gentle medium pace at this level in the World Cup, he's going to have to expect batsmen to get after him.
That's what I was talking about, Mark, is that you've got to be really penetrative if you're bowling one change. And if you're going to bowl at that slow speed, they're definitely going to be hit over the top.
It's another good strike. Guy Whittle getting forward and hitting away over mid-off, and 4 more.
Well, anything that he's going to pitch up is going to go over the top. And that is what exactly Whittle is doing. Just, again, very slow to everywhere outside the off stump. And you'll see on this occasion here. Well up to him. Takes the ball on the rise, over mid-off. Safe shot.
And Whittle does so. It's another good shot, picking up off length and swinging it away, high over square leg. And this is really good stuff from Zimbabwe in response to the loss of their captain, Kurti.
Yes, he's done really well, and he's coming and he's playing his shots. As you see on this occasion, Wickramasinghe drifting down the leg side, and he's taking it on the up over square leg for 4 runs. And that's basically the way to get about, is to play the shots in the first 15 overs.
And gone this time, surely must be gone. There was an enormous noise, but Steve Dunn has kept absolutely quiet. Well, what a morning this is for the New Zealand umpire. They simply can't believe it, the Sri Lankans. What do you reckon, Kurti?
Well, as we see it this here on the replay, shots it everywhere up to him, and definite nick. He's definitely played that, and he's out. Wake up, Mr. Dunn.
Well, he's not out. He definitely is not out, because the umpire's finger never went. And Guy Whittle has got away with something, well, we won't say it, but just say he's a bit lucky to still be in. To hurry here. Oh, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And this time, Steve Dunn does in fact call, perhaps as he ought to have done earlier. Absolutely brilliant fielding, Kurti.
That was marvellous, and thank you, Steve Dunn. Better late than never. Calling the third umpire in. As you see, this is a very cheeky single. Played well straight to the fielder, and it was basically the call of the non-striker going behind the wicket-keeper. As we see, it's a perfect throw. Tariq run on the...
Oh, it isn't looking good for Grant Flower here. No, I'm afraid he's gone. Yes, he is. That is desperate for Zimbabwe. They suffered from run-outs against the West Indies in Hyderabad. Key batsmen at the top of the order. And now both the Flower brothers, they're 2 full-time professionals, have paid for indiscretion between the wickets.
Zimbabwe 51 for 2.
He was one of India's greatest batsmen in a career of 16 years and a scorer of 34 centuries. His knowledge of the game is second to none. Sanil Gavaskar presents some of cricket's greatest moments.
Oh, he's out, he's gone.
Sanil Gavaskar presents tonight on Star.
English? Oh, Oh, no,
Coca-Cola.
Yes, Coca-Cola. I'll have Coca-Cola, sir.
Sorry, this is a hardware store.
Where will you be on March 1st? Good evening. If you care about music, you'll be watching Star Plus for the 38th Annual Grammy Awards.
That's still very exciting.
The music industry's biggest stars.
I love you very much.
Together for music's biggest night.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You cannot miss the music event of the year.
And the Grammy goes to?
The 38th Annual Grammy Awards, coming soon to Star Plus.
She says it's her piano and she won't have a pet set.
Family now, we all make sacrifices, and so will you.
The Piano, tonight at 9 on Star Movies.
And there's Alistair Campbell, come to the crease at number 4 for Zimbabwe because of a brilliant bit of work from Sanat Jayasuriya, who was a backward square leg when he picked up, and Dead-Eye Dicky was.
Beautifully struck over the top. No problem, no one out straight. And that's 4 more for Guy Whittle.
This nice shot for Guy Whittle. He's shown that tendency today. Off Ranatunga, hit a couple straight down the ground for 4 runs. Not afraid to loft the ball. Very strong forearms. Muralidharan just floating it up. Just going with the spin. Didn't hit across it. Good 4 runs.
That's over the top. And that's 4. And Campbell on his way with his first boundary.
Well, there's all sorts of drama from the crowd and not much from the players, or in fact a remarkably unmoved Steve Dunn.
Yes, Romesh Kaluwithana has been very agile. That's at last delivery off the pad, but just see Kaluwithana, very agile.
Oh, that's a beautifully placed stroke. Got on that very late, and much too much width from Dharmasena. And Alistair Campbell made him pay in the last over with a ball that actually bounced quite a bit higher than that. That one didn't have nearly the pace on it. Dharmasena bowling it slower than he did last over, but too much width.
That's Campbell making good use of that loose delivery from Dharmasena.
Oh, and I don't think that for 1 minute there, Muralidharan could have picked up the ball. It got to him so slowly. Be very interested to see whether it was a bump ball or whether it was a half chance for a return catch.
Just falling short of Muralidharan. Muralidharan fully stretched out that time.
It was almost as if he didn't quite pick it up. It definitely was not a bump ball, and as he fell forward, he almost did so in slow motion. Maybe he was expecting it to be drilled back past him. And that must be out. And is. Guy Whittle unerringly picking out Sanat Jayasuriya down there. Jayasuriya's already made a name for himself this morning with the most brilliant run out of Grant Flower, and now he has safely pouched Guy Whittle out on the long-on boundary.
Yes, Muralidharan giving that ball a little bit of air. He certainly got his confidence back, and Guy Whittle sensing urgency, going for the big one, and Jayasuriya making no mistake with a comparatively easy catch.
Zimbabwe are now 92 for 3. And Andrew Waller, the new batsman, one of the farmers in the Zimbabwe side, a powerful hitting right-hander, hasn't played in a test match for Zimbabwe, but has played a number of one-day internationals. And he's here because Guy Whittle has finally perished taking the aerial route. Very good bit of bowling from Retire Muralidharan there.
Lovely shot, and that's through for 4. Deathly silence greeting it, but 4 it was, and a fine shot. At the end of the over, it's 106-17 for 3.
He's placed that well, very well. Terrific shot there from Alistair Campbell.
The ball was on the Midland leg, and Campbell did really well to sweep that. Ball of fuller length, well flighted. Sweeps it in the gap.
Campbell's done well, but he needs to get this half century now and then move on up the gears. There it is. Excellent knock from Alistair Campbell, and the crowd finally coming alive to the fact that he really has done a job.
And as I was speaking to some people around yesterday, the local people, they said both the sides were scared to play against Sri Lanka and Sri Lanka.
I'm not sure that was the truth, but I'm sure they'll buy it. A good shot there. 4 more to Campbell, and very much needed. They're getting a bit becalmed. Those boys are really getting going.
The very few loose deliveries was as bold as this one. He angles down on the leg side, and Campbell does well to pick it up on the rise between the deep fine leg and square leg boundary for 4.
Big hit. That sounds like 6 off the bat. That is a huge hit into the crowd. A magnificent hit there for 6 runs by Waller, coming down the wicket. Picked it up on the half volley and plonked it right out over that mid-wicket boundary for the first, I think, the first 6 of the day.
It certainly is, Keith. And have a look at the shimmy of the feet here. This was the strength of this stroke. Very quick to get to the pitch of the ball. Just a little shimmy, and he got right through it with his hands. Wonderful timing, and big strong forearms there. We saw yesterday just how effective Alan Donald could be.
Bowling, Jayasuriya picking up the wicket with his last ball of the over. Very good over. Just a couple of runs from it. Waller once again looking for that big 6 out over deep mid-wicket. It was through him just a little too quickly, and well bowled by Jayasuriya.
Yeah, it really was well bowled. This has been a clever over from Jayasuriya. That's the sort of ball he'd followed with Waller with earlier in the over. And Waller looking to hit across the line, paying the price. A useful innings, and Jayasuriya ends it.
Craig Evans, the new batsman coming out to the crease, replacing Andrew Waller, who was out bowled by Jayasuriya. Gives himself a bit of room. He's got onto that one, hit it exceptionally well. 4 runs.
He did pretty well there, Craig Evans, because Wickramasinghe saw him charging, saw him making a bit of room too, got the full toss. It's not always easy to time a full toss when you've run at it, and he did a pretty good job.
He's going for the slog, and he's got it up in the air now, and it's out. The end of Campbell.
Yes, that was a good catch there by Muralidharan. Was it? Yes, it was Mutha Muralidharan. The ball went way up in the air. Campbell going for the slog. He got it edge, sort of a slice shot. It went way behind into the fine leg area. Muralidharan called and hung on to a very good catch.
And a good job he did call too. Salawatharana was on his way, but Campbell's on his way now. The 76, a fine innings. Zimbabwe 194 for 5. He streaks, the new batsman, and big fella he is. Those who watched Hampshire during the past season before will know all about that. He's there because of this. Campbell once more going for the big hoik, and this time it was his undoing. Muralidharan watching it well. In the end, he took it very low down.
Yes, that's Muralidharan going round and held it very, very low down.
No, he's nicked that round well. 4 there.
That time, once again, getting a nick, placing it very, very finely, and getting 4 runs for it. Jayasuriya is straying down the leg side.
Yes, that's not what Ranatunga expects of him. He's bowled pretty well up to now. Lost that, and this should be out. Yes, it is.
A very well judged catch by Aravinda De Silva, keeping his eyes on the ball right up to the last and finishing the catch to a nicety. A very good effort.
Street not getting hold of it. Top edge, and it was curtains, and he watched it well. So Zimbabwe with 2 balls left, 2:27 for 6. Good bowling. He's bowled well throughout. So that's the end of the 50 overs for Zimbabwe. 2:28 for 6. They've done well, but I sense not well enough.
Let's have a look at the batting card. 8 and 15 respectively for the 2 Flower brothers. Whittle and Campbell, as they had to consolidate. Whittle eventually going for 35 after playing a few risky shots. Top scorer Campbell off with 76 of 102 deliveries. As far as the bowling is concerned, interesting to see Mullaritharan, the controversial off-spinner. He got 1 wicket for 26 runs, and Vast coming in for a couple of wickets as well. But all-round good fielding performance. 2:29 though, the target then for Sri Lanka. We'll see how they set about their task when we come back.
Sunday, the magic is back on Star.
So the innings just about to get underway, New. Great expectancy from this crowd. Well, that's got to be a wide. In fact, may even be 4 wides. It is. What a great start to this innings for Sri Lanka, and a bad one for Zimbabwe.
That definitely deserved to be 4 wides, because had it even been stopped, it would have definitely, in a normal procedure, normal game, it would have been 4 wides, because it went so far wide of the first slip, as you see here. Ball angling and still going further away from the left-hander.
Should be out. Caught at mid-on. Kalavataran are out. First ball. Hobbling off the ground now. Not only is he injured in the leg area, but also he's out. First ball. Going for the hook shot. Well bowled by Heath Street. It was just on him too quickly and hold out to mid-on. Great start by Zimbabwe.
Yeah, that definitely is a very good ball. Bowling with a lot of shoulder and power into the ball. Tries to pull him onto the onside. Doesn't connect well. Top edges it straight to mid-on for a simple catch. So it's Sri Lanka 5 for 1.
Gurusingha, the new batsman, coming in with enormous pressure now on this Sri Lankan innings.
Yeah.
That's 4 runs. Lovely shot from Gurusingha. Great placement, good timing.
Well, he's just guiding the ball coming into him. Swung into the left-hander and just on the leg stump. Gurusingha as well to just flick it past to a very fine leg for 4 runs. And the positioning for the shot was absolutely perfect.
In the air, safe. He's nudged it nicely. Should have enough carry to take it for 4. These are the tactics that Jayasuriya likes to employ early on in these overs.
Well, there was Jayasuriya trademark written all over it. As a run fished on the off stump, a lot of width to him. He picks it up on the rise, over the top, as he's known for, famous for such shots over the top, 2 bounces into the fence.
Yes, you can't give him any width whatsoever, can you? May have been off the bat. We'll have to wait and see, but it's gone for 4. No, off the pad. Leg buys. Everything was there. Bat and pad. Well played by Gurusingha. Didn't make contact with the bat. Played a shot at it and picked up the pad on the way through.
Well, that is it. He's got to shift his line. Both the bowlers have to shift the line from slightly outside the off stump.
Out, bowled. Probably got an inside edge back onto it, and this is really an amazing start by Zimbabwe. He's moved it nicely, brought it back in. He showed in previous couple of overs that he could do that and troubled the left-hander.
Well, this is where they got to bowl all the time if they want to really pick up the wickets, because they can't afford to be wavered. As we see, that ball was angling away from the batsman, wanting to cut it past slip, got a thick inside edge and is bowled. And we find that Jayasuriya, going back to the pavilion, bowled straight for 6.
And 2 for 23. Well, one of the heroes of this Sri Lankan team, Aravinda de Silva. Warm welcome as he came out into the ground, but You get the feeling that it's not quite getting to the desperate stage, but well bowled by Heath Street. Aravinda de Silva, impressive record there. 300s, 34 50s, good average, and just below the 5,000 runs in one-day internationals. 4.842.
Well, he's got 4 for it. Isn't quite where he intended it.
No, and I doubt very much whether the delivery was where Heath Street intended it, because this is a real mixture from Street. That's going down the leg side and it's too short.
Not while Aravinda plays shots like that. Fabulous, just short of the length, over the top, 6.
That is absolutely the best of Aravinda de Silva. He played an innings in England last summer in the Benson Hedges Cup final when he gave the Lancashire bowlers some terrific hammer.
Unbelievable attempt. Charlie Locke throwing himself at that. And that really was one of the pieces of fielding of the whole tournament. But he's got to bowl better than that. That is not the start he or his skipper needed.
No, this is a bad patch for Zimbabwe. They've lost control of things. They got 2 good early wickets, had Sri Lanka on the run, and they've bowled both sides of the wicket. The captain's virtually powerless to set decent defensive fields if he doesn't get the support of his bowlers.
And De Silva under it, the old up and under. And it looks like it's going. Great effort. Down the ground, it was on the cards. That should be 6. It's got enough carry, it is 6. Beautifully struck by Gurusingha, hitting with the wind. Peel just floating it up to him, not a great deal of work on the ball, and you really had the feeling that Gurusingha was waiting for that delivery. Just keep. Lovely looking shot. Vintage De Silva.
That's a shot of the match. That's a perfect cover drive, perfect example for any youngster watching, loves this game. Right on top of the ball, feet moved across. I'll probably just see that. It's perfectly played between the gap 4.
Monster shot from Gurusingha, and it's 6.
That's an effortless shot. He just waited that ball too short and too slow for him. Just was waiting for the ball in position to flick it over mid-wicket. He didn't have to even hit it over squarely. He just, with a lot of comfort in ease, a lot of elegance in that shot. Turning around, playing it straight into the stands. Look at that. Absolutely marvelous. Treat to watch.
First bad ball, and he gets punished. He's got to try and eliminate that if he's going to keep them afloat. But Sri Lanka move on after 20 overs, 114 for 2. That's over the top. The men out, square and behind. That's right over the top, and it's another 6 for Gurusingha.
That's a marvelous shot. Went parallel over the ground into defence. And that again was well pitched up delivery to him. And Gurusingha was right in position to play that shot. A gentle medium pace. We're all bowling with mid-off inside the circle and hit with so much of ease. And Gurusingha has definitely delighted the crowd, has played some lovely cricket.
On 46. He's got that away, and that could well be his half-century. Indeed it is. Wonderful, wonderful batting.
And that's a superb 50 by Aravinda. Well, the class shows that wasn't a bad ball. It was a good length delivery. Pitch fell up to him. He improvised his strokes. Just went back on that delivery. Just look at that, pitching perfect length. Just improvising on it.
The breeze has got up.
quite suddenly in the last 10-15 minutes, and the clouds are beginning to sweep across, but not threatening at the moment. That's gone through for 4. Not that we're worried initially, but the clouds are heavy the far side, but it looks like they're going to blow across without hitting the ground itself. That's got away, and that's 4 more for Gurusena.
These two batsmen have been dictating terms.
There's been signs of weakness that you may not have noticed before.
I never thought there was a threat as far as the cricketers were concerned, because the government said that they would give Z security to all.
That's gone in the air, but right between the two fielders. That's another 6 for Gurusena. His 4th 6.
That's a loose delivery. A full toss, a juicy full toss. A gift accepted by Gurusena. Goes down on one knee and backs it over mid-wicket. Good job.
And again, hasn't really timed that perfectly, but it's good enough, just over the ropes. Sean Davis, the man at long on, he went in initially. Perhaps if he stayed back, he'd had a better effort at it. But that's the 5th 6 for Gurusena.
Another beautiful example. Just going down on the feet. Strang gliding that one up. Again, beautifully hit over long on.
The Sri Lankans have imposed themselves upon Zimbabwe. They threatened to do it so often in Australia and managed to on occasions in the recent triangular tournament there when they performed very creditably. And look at that. It's a wonderful shot. 6 more. This time from Aravinda de Silva, making enough room there to get his arms at the ball, getting down the pitch with his feet, and really lovely timing over wide long on.
Great striker of the ball. This is a coming down the wicket, playing that right over the long on boundary. Not much here by Strang, but De Silva very quickly onto it, latching onto it very quickly and poiking it over the long on boundary.
Well, I reckon there's a battle on for the Man of the Match award here. Ranjit, what do you reckon? Do you think Aravinda's going to turn on the gas a bit to try to catch Gurusena?
Yes, I think there's also Chaminda Was who'd really bowl well for Sri Lanka, who's probably in the running.
It's going to be 4 more, running away very quickly down there. This is a quick outfield. And Aravinda de Silva just using the pace on the ball as he got down low to the sweep.
Another clever shot there by De Silva, just rolling the wrist down, hitting it very fine, and there was always runs in it as long as he got it fine.
So 12 coming from that Paul Strang over. He's having a difficult time. Sri Lanka moved to 176 for 2.
Today, live on Star Sports, the Wills World Cup, England versus Holland. Can England make an impression on this World Cup against newcomers Holland, determined to assert their presence? With highlights again at...
And that's almost the best of the lot. It really is the most wonderful clean strike. He's got his hands through the ball. Wonderfully straight bat, and Gurusena is on fire here at the Sinhalese Sports Club.
A glorious shot there by Gurusena, absolutely spectacular. Coming down the pitch, a full flow, completing it in great style right onto the side screen.
So the highest partnership now for Sri Lanka set by these two, and they're not a million miles away from the highest partnership for any wicket in limited overs cricket for Sri Lanka. That's good work. Grant Flower did very well there, and De Silva just got in his way absolutely by mistake. So Sri Lanka are 183 for 2. Well, there's a very big shout. I'm afraid the day has been filled with umpiring controversy, and here's more. The deeply disappointed Zimbabweans.
Umpire Dunn certainly unmoved that time.
First I thought it was going to be called a wide. I mean, the ball went down the leg side there, and De Silva didn't look to have got a touch on it. Let's have a look again with Ranjit Fernando.
Certainly didn't look to have touched De Silva's bat. Certainly umpire Dunn thought so.
Not too much agreement from Heath Streak and Andy Flower with umpire Dunn, but then that's rather been the story of Zimbabwe's day. And Charles Locke giving a bit of a half stop, and De Silva ends up getting 3 for what was nothing more than a really elegant and well-organised defensive push through mid-on.
But a good-looking shot that time. Just keeping it simple, full face of the bat, picking the gaps. And there's so many runs out here.
And that's running away very quickly too. A long, hard chase. And very well done too, indeed. Paul Strang after that. Real commitment. Pleasure to watch when you know the game's going away from Zimbabwe. The commitment of these outstanding fielders remains. Such is the confidence of the Sri Lankans that two blokes who wouldn't normally be associated with lightning work between the wickets, even managing to pick up a few crafty singles. So we have a world record in one-day cricket for Sri Lanka, and it is Asanka Gurusingha and Aravinda De Silva who have achieved it. And that's out. Yes, that is out. Can't imagine what happened there to Gurusingha. He just seemed to be strolling it. Well, that's a lazy run, and he's missed out on the real opportunity there. A really good innings come to an end. What a desperate disappointment for Gurusingha. He seemed to hit that nicely. He set off on the single. Halfway down, he thought he had no problem. The throw came in, missed the stumps, and he's stripped the bails off. Well, that's a great disappointment. 87 and a really good innings from Asanka Gurusingha. We saw an array of strokes all around the wicket, off front and back foot, and some terrific strikes over the top. He's in front of his home crowd, as Ranjit Fernando just told you. Couldn't have been happier. Sri Lanka, 195 for 3. New batsman is Arjuna Ranatunga, and he's here because of some good work at mid-on from Meadow Brandes, and sadly the dismissal of Asanka Gurusingha. We've got a change in the commentary box, and to talk you through that dismissal, Keith Stackpole and Kurdi Azad.
Yes, a pity there that the Guru has missed out on the 100, because he really did deserve it. But Heath Streak there just nudging the ball back onto the wicket. Not a tough decision for the umpire at all. Just hit it a little bit too well as it flipped down to mid-on. Brandes getting rid of it quickly and just flicking it back onto the stumps. The Guru, well played.
Aravinda De Silva started with a bang, but quietened down a bit when Gurusingha was on with his job. And that's very nicely played. Between back foot point and short third man. Going back, leaning back on that, and playing it beautifully, timing it very sweetly.
Beautifully played by Aravinda De Silva. Wasn't all that short, but he pounced upon it. Knew it didn't have a great deal of bite in it. Didn't try to crunch it hard, just went for timing. Right over the top of it, and the placement was absolutely superb.
nicely cut. Shot ball giving a lot of room. Straight to Aravinda De Silva, goes back and plays it with so much of poise and elegance to backward point for 4 runs.
Well, 87, the Devil's number, not worrying Aravinda De Silva. Right over the top of it. Great placement once again. The feet are moving well today. Picked it up quickly, but it was short. Not a great deal of bounce in it, but just rolled the wrists superbly.
Well, that's been the story all throughout for the Zimbabwe bowlers. Streak once again strained down the leg side for a wide.
It just falls away in his action. A lot of shoulder in his action. Doesn't quite get that front arm up, hold it into position long enough, and opens up. Of course, when you do that, the tendency is to drift down that past the leg stump. So Aravinda De Silva, that boundary previously, moves into the 90s. He's now 91.
Ball is wide with a no ball. I just can't imagine how you can manage to or afford to get so many extras at the ways of wides and no balls.
That's been one of the poor aspects of their play today. They're just trying just a bit too hard. Very competitive young fast bowler. A good call then by umpire Steve Dunn. Stands back a long way today.
It just might be the humidity as well and the heat that might be doing them. Well, that's Yorker in today. Aravinda De Silva wanting to play across the line. The ball angled into him. The declared leg before by umpire Steve Dunn.
Yes, look, absolutely plumb. Be interesting to see on the replay if that's the way it also looks. But from where we are, just to the onside of the wicket, looked as though it was coming in. Aravinda De Silva was well pitched up. But a great innings by him, a standing ovation. He's one of their heroes here. Streak coming back after a couple of bad deliveries, hit on the back leg. There was a certain amount of drift in it, but umpire Dunn not hesitating too long there. And the end of Aravinda De Silva, an excellent innings, 209 for 4.
That's very well hit. Ball well pitched up to him. Getting right in line, taking it on the volley between extra cover and mid-off for a fantastic boundary.
That was beautifully played. Now the umpires conferring, getting together really, and you know, with just a few runs to get, surely they're not going to go off with 11 runs come. In fact, it looks like they might be going to offer it to the players, but I would think the players would be stupid to go off. In fact, they've opted to play on, and good sensible decision that by the players.
A lot of room outside the off stump, and Ranatunga quick to pounce on that opportunity. Just goes back and cuts it beautifully past the diving point for 4.
Yes, and I think the Zimbabweans here doing the right thing too. Ed O'Brand, as you could see him coming in, got a great deal of effort in the run-up and probably hoping that just to get this game over as quickly as possible now. It's raining quite heavily. In fact, if it was a test match, the players would certainly be off with just a limited number of runs to get. Both teams decided to go out and finish it off.
So scores level, and crowd in absolute jubilant mood. What a convincing victory this is going to be for Sri Lanka. Full toss outside the off stump, play to third man for a single. It's all over. It's all over for Zimbabwe in this game. Fantastic out-cricket by the Sri Lankan side. Fantastic batting by Aravinda De Silva and Guru Singhe, who came in when 2 quick wickets had fallen for the score at 23. They took on, had a superb partnership of 172 runs, highest ever for any wicket by a Sri Lankan pair. And Arjuna Ranatunga must be really happy with the ball.